It's the Paris Chong Show.
You got the memo to bring some artwork. So we've been trying to have everyone bring artwork, and a lot of times people forget, but you did bring something here to share. So, and this is one of your favorite artists, right?
This is Henri Cartier-Bresson, who's my muse, my photo god. And this was the first Cartier-Bresson photo I ever purchased. And I did it because it moved me. And, 40 years later, it still moves me, which is a good test of what makes a great photo.
Now, you said this is your personal photo?
It's my personal photo.
So what would it take for you to sell that photo?
Well, I do have another one. I
Okay.
do have another copy of it.
Could we be so bold as to say what these are
Should we
selling
talk
for now?
crass? Like talk about money?
Well, I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think people realize how valuable these pieces of artwork are.
The market for this photograph is $25,000.
Wow.
But,
That's a lot of pocket change.
but it's like if you wanted to buy a Rembrandt, that would cost you a pretty penny.
Yeah.
Because Rembrandt is one of the greatest painters ever. And Rembrandt, like Cartier-Bresson, is not answering anyone's emails to make more paintings or print more prints. So basic economics kicks in. It's called supply and demand. The demand keeps going up and the supply is non-existent. So what happens? The prices rise. And however expensive great photos are, I do believe they're still completely undervalued.
I think it's reasonable, actually, because I'm in the
it's a
art world.
masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's signed on the lower right. We cover the signature up to protect it archivally. And it's one of the greatest photos ever printed, made,
And you
conceived.
got to work with him personally.
I basically owe everything to Cartier-Bresson and his wife, Martine Frank, because they adopted me and I adopted them at a pretty crucial time in my career. And we had just the most wonderful relationship.
When was that?
This was early 90s,
The good old days.
the good old days, before there was something called the internet and Instagram
Yeah.
and TikTok, whatever that is.
Yeah, but
things like that.
We're working it though now, Peter, right?
Oh, I'm embracing.
We have to do this now.
I'm embracing technology
Yeah.
slowly.
You're doing good.
You may have to drag me kicking and screaming into this new arena, but I'm embracing it in my own sweet way.
No, you're doing really good, and I'm so glad that we had the chance to reconnect and do this, because we did do an interview during when you had the show at Leica.
Yeah.
We had the
Yeah.
Bresson show at Leica, and the echo was so bad in the gallery we weren't able to use
remember.
that beautiful interview that we did. So I'm so happy we're getting the second chance here.
It's great to come back.
Yeah,
And it
no.
will be even better, Paris.
I know, it's true. It's true. Because
I
we
mean,
don't
the
have an
great-
echo, and it's the Paris Chong Show.
Hey, I feel like I'm on, the brink of a big career for you,
Oh, you're sweet.
as you deserve to. You have a great people skill.
Oh,
And you have a great curiosity about things, which is very important to keep you going.
well, that is a nice compliment. Thank you, Peter. And I'm going to ask you now, how, I know before you were in the art world,
Yes.
and before you were crushing the art world, what you actually were in the movie business.
I had produced a few films. So I began loving cinema, becoming obsessed with storytelling and visuals. And I made some films in England and then came here in 1979 and ended up producing probably one of the worst films ever made.
What was it called?
It was called Yes, Giorgio, with Luciano Pavarotti.
Wow.
And it was, I suppose, the Heaven's Gate of its day in terms of it didn't quite work.
So is it out? Can you see it? Or
It was actually a big hit in the air.
okay.
All the airlines requested it.
Interesting.
But for understandable reasons, it wasn't the big hit on the earth. So I have to be grateful for having produced a big flop, because it made me change my life.
Yeah.
And it made me change my life for the better.
Right.
It's the Paris Chong Show.